Hey guys, I just watched Smaragdgru last night. If you guys don't know what that is the movie adaptation of Emerald Green, which is the third book in the Ruby Red series. This series is ridiculously amazing and has a super great ship. Gideon and Gwyneth, though in the movie it's Gideon and Gwendolyn. I don't know what they have against the name Gwyneth. And it's so good. So if you haven't read the series, please get on that and then watch the movie adaptations. There are 3 of them, just like the 3 books. They're honestly some of the best movie adaptations I've seen in my entire life. After the first time I watched Ruby Red, I was wondering why all of our book adaptations were not done by Germany because wow. So anyways, I was finally able to watch the movie. I found a version with English subtitles, not French, not German, English, which was amazing because the movie came out in July and I have been waiting patiently since then. And I just randomly decided to look last night and it was there and I had a great time. I had a really great time. One thing I noticed about the movie was that they changed a lot of things from the books. Now, I don't remember everything from the 3rd book because the second time I read it was, so that was the latest time I read it, and that was back in January, and I've been purposefully not reading it so that the movie would not be boring and that I wouldn't see everything coming. But now I realize that even if I had read the book again, I still would have seen none of this coming because there were so many plot changes and plot twists that were not in the book and I just did not see it coming, so it basically ripped my soul out when certain things happened. I was like, is this gonna change or is this gonna be how it is? Now don't get me wrong, I love that the movie is not exactly the same as the book. I found that when, for example, the author of the book writes the screenplay as well, I find that they are way too similar and then I get bored during the movie. This is actually what happened to me when I watched Me Before You, and while I'm sure it was a great movie. It was a great movie, great cast, everything, but it was so much like the book and I just read the book and there was absolutely nothing different between the two. It was a great portrayal of the book, but there was no extra creativity to it because it was all done by the same person. I really enjoyed the first 2 movie adaptations, but this one a slight bit less, probably because they changed the plot so much. There was only one plot change though that I was very disappointed with, and that was probably their take on time travel. I feel like whenever a movie adaptation has to do time travel, they always overdo it. I feel like the same exact thing happened in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban because I know they added all these random time travel tidbits to just like mess, like, I don't know, they just you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like when Hermione had to throw the stone behind her. That didn't happen in the book. That wasn't necessary. That wasn't relevant. And like, why they did kind of the same thing in this movie, although in a more relevant way, but I just feel like it was simpler in the book and like it honestly might have been more cinematic in the book, but maybe not. Similarly, another way they changed the plot was that the big climax of the book happens maybe in the last 100 pages, maybe a little bit less. So it's a huge surprise when the big unveiling happens and we find out who is who and who did what and everything, and it's so shocking and it's wonderful and I love it. What the movie does is it takes that climax that happens way at the end and puts it right in the middle, which is not as great. Yes, it's shocking, but we have the whole other half of the movie to get over it, and that's not what you want your audience to be left with. Like, you want them to be shocked way after the movie, and with this it doesn't happen. But I guess I can see why, because it's kind of like a finale and a finish, and movies want to wrap everything up while books don't always do that. But still, I just feel like with the book and how they did the plot, it packed a bigger punch, which was kind of another thing that disappointed me about this movie. But in all honesty, it was still super enjoyable, and it is an adaptation, so I try not to expect too much. I did for this movie, but still super fun. My least favorite out of the 3 movies, but there was a super cute montage at the end that like wrapped up the 3 series and like so many memories, and that kind of made up for it. Another thing that I'm not sure happened in the book was that this one character that is super hated and just such a terrible character that nobody wants in their life, this character has a huge change in character about a quarter of the way through the movie, and wow, it's really amazing how different this makes this character. Now I love the character, and this character is a favorite of mine. I know that in the book this character has some change, but I'm not sure if it was this intense, and I'm just so happy that they changed this in the movie because it's just so nice to have like another good person. Like, yay, good people. I need more good people. The pacing of the movie was fine, though I did find that at times it was a bit slow. It felt to me like nothing was happening sometimes, and they were just spreading things out a bit too much, maybe to lengthen the movie, or maybe the people were just like nostalgic and like this is the last movie, so let's just spread it out as much as possible. It wasn't too noticeable, but at some times I did feel the slowness, which was kind of disappointing because I don't think that happened during the last two movies. Again, that's another reason this is my least favorite, but I love it. There's no way I'm not gonna love this movie. The series is so close to my heart. I'm glad the movies could produce the same feeling as well. Now let's talk about the swooning, shall we? Because I swooned so darn much. Gideon and Gwyneth are like my fave, and this book, like the opening puts them in such a good spot because, well, Gideon is in love with her, but Gwyneth, or Gwendolyn in the movie, hates his guts. Gideon did a very, very bad thing, but he did not know it was a bad thing because, you know, when the Count tells you to do something, stupid little boys listen to the Count. But Gwendolyn / Gwyneth is amazing. I love their entire relationship throughout this movie, and it just kept changing and evolving, and there was so much forgiveness and anger and frustration involved and so much drama. I love drama, so perfect. This movie was perfect. So many swoons. Ugh. That montage I talked about earlier that they had at the end of the movie, it was so super cute. I was crying from all the feels. I can't believe that this 3-movie adaptation is finally over. It's been such a great ride. If you guys have not read the Ruby Red trilogy yet by Kirsten Gier, please get on that. Like, it's break right now. Or at least for most of you it's break. So just go to your library, check it out, binge read it all, and then tell me that you are in love. And if you guys have read the trilogy but did not know there was a movie, oh yes, my friends, there are movies and they are superb. The first one is called Reubenroth, the second one is Saphirblau, and the third one is Smaragdgru, which I'm talking about right now, and I don't think I pronounced any of those right because I'm sorry, I do not speak German, but they are so good, and the cast is so good looking. And Gideon, my goodness. Do you see him? Do you see him? Do you see this? Yeah, you wanna watch it now? Good. But read the book first because as always, it is 100,000% better, even though the movie takes a nice twist and is also super amazing. But don't you dare watch the movie without reading the book. I will know. I will come hunt you down. If you've watched this movie before, tell me what you thought below in the comments. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thanks for watching!